so glad, Lord, that you know my name. Lord, you know my name. You know where I am, Lord. You know what I'm going through. And when I need you, Lord, I call on you and you come to me. You know when I'm in pain, Lord. You know when I am ashamed and with my head hanging down, I call on you and you come to me. When I need you, Lord. When I need you, Lord. Call on you. Yes, I do. And you come to me. Ooh, you know when I'm hurt, Lord. You know come to me. Ooh, you know when I'm lost, Lord. Yeah, you know what steps I should take before I make a mistake. I call on you and you come to me, and oh, and you know my name. Oh, and you know what I'm going through. Whenever I need you, Lord. When I need you, Lord. All I have to do is call on you, Lord, and you come to me. And you know so many times when I've fallen by the wayside. You know what I didn't know what to do, Lord. Didn't think you wanted me no more. Oh, you dust me off, Lord, and you said, and you come. I still want you to me. Oh, Lord, you know. I remember my body was racked with pain, Lord. Oh, I went to the doctor, you know, but he couldn't do me no good. But oh, all I had to do was call on you, Lord. And I remember that you came to see about me. And you come. And you healed my body. To me. Oh, when my friends let me down. You know. They walked away. Left me standing there. Oh, by myself, Lord. You know. Oh, I felt so alone. When nobody knew my name. When I need but you said, you don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. I'll make a way out of nowhere. I'll open I'm so glad about it. As long as you know my name, it's gonna be alright. As long as you know my name, it's gonna be alright. And you know my name. We all need inspiration, positivity, encouragement, and I know where to get it. Let's rise. Come on, come on, rise. Let's go higher, higher, higher. Rise with yourself. Rise with yourself. Howdy! I just had to get that
Now,
out.
see, I had the volume all the way up when you just did that, and my ear just popped.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Rise with Lisette live talk show. Thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate that. Wherever you are, I pray that you rise up to a wonderful day today. And we're going to try to, add to that wonderful day to give you some encouraging words and some uplifting words and some information. We love you guys, and I thank God for another day. You know what? It's good to be here. It's good to be here, and I just want to thank my cast. A clapping hand to Keone Productions, uh, my promoter, and all you wonderful staff out there. Y'all know who y'all are. I know y'all back there somewhere, but I just want to appreciate you guys. I really thank everything that you do, and you do a wonderful job. So don't let nobody tell you no different. All right.
Did you have a fun weekend, Lisette? I always want to start with that. Did you have a fun
It
weekend?
was amazing. My little dog, he got sick. Bless his little heart.
Oh,
He got sick. Got sick. He wasn't doing so good, but I'm gonna have to probably take the little man to the vet. But he's doing pretty good today. I'm watching him. But yeah, it's been a very trying weekend. But I'm here. Um, it's just good to be here. What about you guys? Did y'all have a good weekend so far? Your weekends, was it pretty good? Well, you
well,
know what? I had an opportunity to go to a wonderful graduation. It was MTM graduation. I'm telling you, to be able to mentor these wonderful the little kids and the adults, the singers, upcoming rising stars in music. I really enjoyed it. So it was absolutely awesome, and I really appreciate Keone, having that that aspect, a part of the graduation. It was like a little talent contest, so it was really nice. And he impacted a lot of people by doing that, so I thank him for that. And but yeah, it's been a great weekend. So we got a great guest today. Meanwhile, back at the fort, please go on and share this. If you're live here today this morning, hi Gail. If you're live, then go ahead on and share it with someone. Shake a tail feather. Tell them to come on, and let's get the word of God. Let's get some encouraging information, and let's have a ball. I mean, because hey, you had an awesome weekend too. Great. I'm glad you did, Gail. Yeah. So let's just get on up. Good morning, Lorraine. How are you?
you know what's the thing that I like the most about our guest? He's gone. Our guest that's coming up again. He has a very unique name, Shae Stadiums.
It is.
That means you're destined to sing in stadiums, I think.
There you go. That's what I
Wait, so
think.
Lorraine is your sister, or she's just calling you sis?
She's my sister. She's my middle sister, and Gail is my oldest sister.
How many
So I got
sisters do you
two
have?
sisters. I have two sisters, really three. I have really four. the added sister-in-law.
Wait. You just went from two to five. Let's start over. How many sisters do you have?
Well, honestly, I have three sisters. I have there's Gail, there's Lorraine, and then there's
Mhm.
Florinda. However, I have a sister-in-law, Nikki.
Okay, that counts.
So there we go. Yeah, but and they, I thank them for their support. But we had a time we was coming up. I'm telling you,
So
we had this
there.
thing.
So please tell me you're the crazy one out of all. Because if you're not the crazy one, I don't know if I want to meet.
I can be a little crazy, but then Gail is kind of I think she's crazier. Nah, but I'm the stranger one. I would say
Okay,
it like
I
that one.
got you.
Yeah, I'm definitely the stranger one. Yeah,
Strangers
but
is
it's
normal, but I want to let the guest out there know because we're going to bring our guest on a little sooner. We usually have a segment where Lisette talks about things from the weekend or things she likes, but our guest is in a bad weather area, so we're losing connection a little bit. So if we lose connection during the interview, he'll be back on. We'll just keep it flowing. So I just want y'all to know ahead of time. I appreciate him doing this in the bad weather where he's at. So why don't we get into introducing our guest?
all right. We're gonna get right on in there. We ain't gonna put on no brakes this morning. We got such a wonderful guest today. His name is Shae Stadiums. Shae Stadiums. I think about a stadium. Wow, that's awesome. Shae Stadiums. This man here is a recording artist, singer songwriter. I'm telling you, he's worked with some very prominent people. He has uh, collaborated with Paula Abdul and Randy Jackson. He backed up for Tyrese, done some work on American Idol. Is that it? So he's been all over the place doing some great things, and he's got a wonderful um, testimony and a wonderful uh, message that he would like to give with you guys today. He also has a great new single out called Savior. I just love that. Savior, Savior. That's a really nice song. And he also has the highest the highest place of love, right? The highest place of love. I'm telling you, his video, you need to go check out the links in the commentary. Also link to the conversation here on YouTube. Just check it out when we get through with the show and see how wonderful, his video is. His music is absolutely, absolutely beautiful. So I really appreciate you coming. Like I said, please do some live chatting. Those that are on, um, please do some live chatting this morning, and and be a part of the conversation this morning, okay? I really appreciate this. Before we go into that, I was thinking about how even with the eclipse, I'm gonna cut it very short, but with the eclipse, the eclipse has a way of throwing shade on the sun. So in your life, I'm sure there's probably have been some people that have thrown some shade on you. And they even did it to Jesus, to be honest with you. I mean, he went to his hometown. He was chilling in his hometown, his own country, and he was thought he would bring a message and heal some people. And you had some people back there in the background saying, like, "Is that Luda Mason?"
Oh my God.
Yeah, they say his sister is that's Brianna's brother. What? I know he don't think he's trying to be laying no hands on no people. Now, who in the world is who he think he's trying to be? Now, in other words, that's not really who is that's not really what they said, but it's like kind of like the content they was trying to say. They was trying to say, well, they was trying to throw shade on him, you know. And he finally said to them, he says, you know what, it's all right. You're not going to find acceptance in your own country. It kind of reminds me like when like a singer, because sometimes you can be in your own country, the United States, and sometimes they don't even want to play your music. They don't think it's all that. Go over to another country and see how they appreciate what you're doing. So anyway, I'm just saying, don't worry about that today. Some people may not appreciate what you're doing. They may be trying to throw some shade on you, like the eclipse did to the sun, or whatever. But don't worry about all of that. Just know that they can't maintain but so long, because your significant greatness is going to shine through. All right.
She
So
don't.
now
If she don't get this guest on this camera,
we're going to get him up
this
here.
will be the last show we ever had.
Good morning. I'm doing pretty well. I can't complain. It's morning time, so when you wake up, you still really trying to, get yourself, I guess, comfortable for the day, But everything is going extremely well. I can't complain. How are you?
We're great. I mean, I'm great. It's good to be here this morning. And tell us something about yourself. Where are you coming from? Where are you at right now, Shay?
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I think, wait, hold on. I think we also lost the sound. And Lorraine said she lost the sound, which means nobody heard anything about what I said when we brought Shay on. Again, Shay is in a bad weather area, so he may pop in and out. Um, I was saying when I had Gail's comment about, yes, she is a crazy one, all sisters have confirmed that Lisette is a crazy sister. But like I said, crazy is eccentric, it's charismatic, and that's why we love you. Um,
I love you too.
but I like how you use the analogy of throwing shade on the sun. That was pretty neat the way you did that because before the term haters were around, now it's just called being haters. And we've talked about this on the show before. When people throw shade on you and hate, sometimes it's not because, of course, those things aren't true, but sometimes it's jealousy, it's envy, or that person is not happy with themselves because people who are happy with themselves
Mhm.
tend to not gossip about other people or have the need to
Right.
talk about other people. It's that thing of where um I need to bring somebody down so I can bring myself up. That
There
should
you
never
go.
be a thing. Why can't you just bring yourself up? It's almost like, let's say, Lisette, you're a singer and Shay's a singer, and I like Shay singing. And so someone says, well, Lisette's good too. And I'm like, yeah, well, she's okay. She's no Shae Stadiums. It's like, why do you have to say that? Why can't you just say they're both good singers? It doesn't have to be one or the others. And a lot of times that's what we do. And Shay is back. All right,
I'm
Shay.
back. I apologize, guys. I don't know what's going on with my phone. The internet keeps going out. But I am back, guys. Let's please finish with your question.
Yes, and thank you, Kiani. Yes, but the question was, where are you coming from at this time? Where are you at this time?
I'm in Brooklyn, New York. I was raised in Brooklyn, New York. I was born in the DMV area. I've raised in between Brooklyn and New York my whole life. And so right now I'm in Brooklyn.
Okay. I think that's a very big city. So,
Yeah.
what I'm fascinated by you in the sense that, how did you start singing? I mean, what made you think that you could sing? How did this come about?
Well, I've been singing ever since I can remember. I could always sing. I probably really discovered my voice when I was in elementary school. I just always could sing. And
Did
I got the
someone,
opportunity
someone
to.
did someone train you, or did you have training, or what is it that made you have an interest in singing even as a child? Okay. So he's stopped right there. But you know what? Just like when I was a child, what made me interested in music was my father. He had a quartet group, and hey, He would drag us to church every Sunday. I mean, and I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go, but he would drag me to church, and he wanted me to come to the singings with him, and he played guitar and everything, and so that's how I learned how to sing. I was interested in his performance. He used to perform on the stage, and
You
I
know,
admired that.
back in the day, it seems like all the great singers started in church when you look at it.
Why is that?
Every time you watch these biographies, whether it's Aretha Franklin, Tina Turner, I forgot the Pointer Sisters, a couple of
Mhm.
other the family singing groups. They all start in church, and when they want to venture out, they always get the backlash. You can't go
That's
out there
true.
and sing the devil's music and gyrate your hips and all of that. And
That's interesting. And my thing to that is, well, if you don't think we should do that, then appreciate us while we're in the church. Appreciate singers and musicians. Sometimes I feel like they're not being appreciated right there in the church. So if you don't think we should do that, make sure we are appreciated in the church. So I can definitely understand that. Because sometimes musicians are not really appreciated. I see what Clarence said. You don't have to put one down in order to lift another. Everyone can shine. Absolutely, Clarence. Everyone can shine, and you should be able to shine in the church. But sometimes um, it doesn't feel that way. It doesn't always feel like you.
well, I think some people think that um, people will lose their godliness if they venture out into the industry, but you have to have what do we always talk about? You're Lisette, you and everyone who watches this know I'm not super religious by any means, but we're supposed to all have faith, right? We can have faith in people. It's not something that you can't have, and everybody that goes into the industry doesn't fall apart. If you continue to be that support system, maybe they won't go to the industry and fall apart. But if you're not going to be that support system, they have to find another support system. So if everybody that's supposedly wholesome around me stops supporting me because I ventured away, then I've got to find new friends. I've got to find a new group. And that's when you run into people that you don't need to be in. It's the same in music. It's the same in the acting industry. We see people, always talking about how evil Hollywood is. And I'm
Mhm.
like, Hollywood's not evil. People are evil because there's good people in Hollywood just like there are evil people. And we talked about this before. Somebody said, surround yourself with the good people. One guy said, Denzel Washington goes to all the parties. When he leaves, I leave because I know when he leaves, everything that's happening after that is not good.
That's
So
good. That's
those are
absolutely
the
true.
things you have
There
to.
is good people everywhere,
Mhm.
and there's evil people everywhere too. I mean, so I absolutely agree with you. If you that's just like even in a relationship, if you don't appreciate that person at home, that person will go somewhere else and get it. So I think we should appreciate one another. We should not try to throw shade on anyone, whether it's in the church. If you're great, you're great. It doesn't matter. Where you are. You know,
It all goes
sometimes.
back to that thing, Lisette. It all goes back to, are you happy with who you are? That's where it starts.
Absolutely.
Misery loves company, right? That's the old saying. And if you're unhappy, you tend to make everyone else unhappy, or you have to find the unhappiness in everything. Like Lisette, you could come to me and go, you know what? I got a new job. I just got a promotion. And I'm like, great, wonderful, awesome. That's a friend. Well, doesn't that mean you're going to have a lot more responsibility? What does your husband think about that? Are you going to work more? Like, why are you jumping to the negatives
Right.
so fast? And can you be happy for me for 2 seconds?
Absolutely. I can applaud someone for attempting to do something. You know what I'm saying? For
Yeah,
your attempt because your heart was right. And
yeah.
even though it may not have gone like you wanted to go, does not mean it was great. And it was great. And
Mhm.
it is great. It's a great thing. It just needs to be vamped. It needs to be um, reworked, maybe, a little bit more time added to it, and it would be perfect. But the ideas, we have great ideas, and sometimes we let people discourage us because maybe it just didn't go right the first time. Well, so what? When they first made the first car, it didn't go right. When they made the airplane, it didn't go right. It just didn't go right. But you know what? They kept working at it, and they
Ooh,
perfected it.
let's talk about this for a second.
Okay,
Clarence says most churches will not support you if they think you are doing something for yourself.
that's
Um,
good.
we get, and I think people get this misconstrued, right? We get taught that if we do something for ourselves, we're being selfish. That's old school thinking. We're learning, hey, it's important to do something for yourself. Number one, the first person who's going to love you the most is you. Lisette, you have a wonderful husband. You guys are married. He loves you to death. But if you don't love yourself more than he does, it won't matter, right?
Absolutely.
Yesterday, I took myself to the movies, not because I'm lonely. I just wanted to do something like, yeah, I'm take myself to the movies. I was going to ask someone to go, but I was like, I'll just take myself, right? You've got to do things for yourself. It's not selfish. You got to love yourself. You got to look in that mirror and say, I love you. It's not hubris. It's not having an ego. It's not being a diva. It's appreciating yourself. Because if you don't appreciate yourself, who the hell else will?
That's powerful. And you know, honestly, Christ said the same thing. He said, love God first, but then he said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. He said, you got to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, how you, just like you said, Keon, how you going to love anyone else? How, take time for yourself, do something for yourself. And some churches are like that. If you're not, if it's not about them, then that can't be God. It's got to be centered on what they're all about. And if it's not about them, then how can it's like there comes a time when you can't give but so much to someone else. And just like you said, after a while, you're gonna lose yourself. If you keep yourself in the dark, if you never do anything for yourself, yourself going to be wandering on out in space somewhere. I mean, it's going to get lost in the shuffle. You got to do something for you, and sometimes it's trial and error. Okay, so it didn't work. Whatever, it didn't work the first time, but I won't give up. And a great idea is a great idea, and sometimes that idea has to be revamped.
Oh,
Lord have
what
mercy.
was that? What did Clarence break?
What in the world,
You
Fervent?
heard that?
Oh my
Did
God.
Clarence just break a glass in the kitchen?
I know I
Is
did
that
not
what
break my stuff.
Clarence? It better not have been her good glass. Ooh, he gonna get it after this show is over. I need to film that. Let's keep the cameras rolling. When you go
Woo!
inspect what
I don't know
happened in
what
that
that was.
kitchen, everybody, we're trying to get in the background. We're trying to get uh, Shay back on. His internet's gone out. It's weathering some other technical issues. It's the eclipse's fault. What did he say?
So
Listen,
he is.
what did he say? What did Clarence say?
Claire say he's hearing what you say, what failed. We're good, babe. My baby, he's on it. We good,
No,
sweetheart.
he broke something. Is he trying to pawn it off on us?
No, it was me. I dropped
Oh,
something
you knocked
down.
something over?
Dropped something down.
You
Hey
knocked something
Shay.
over. Shay,
My phone is doing the absolute most. My phone is doing the absolute most. I've tried to get on to my computer, but there's just so many different things going. I don't know why it's not working. But Holy Spirit, help us out. Have your way. Give us clarity. Let's stay online so we can get this amazing interview done with this amazing host. And this amazing team. So
is it
yeah,
an iPhone, Shay?
no, it's an Android.
So you shouldn't be having those problems. But your music has been featured on shows like So You Think You Can Dance. What I want to do, I want to fast forward a little bit because I know you're having technical issues. So I want to get to some of the good stuff. How did it feel
Yeah.
the first time that you heard your music either on the radio, TV, or on any of the big platforms? How did that make you feel, and what did you feel?
Well, absolutely amazing. You work all your life to get major accomplishments. And, before I did, the biggest thing I did was the Paula Abdul record, Dance Like There's No Tomorrow with Randy Jackson. And before that, I had already written for Joe. I had already sang backup for Raheem DeVaughn. I had already singing backup for Tyrese. And when that Paula Abdul came, I was on tour with Raheem DeVaughn. And I was in the bathroom.
I feel like that was going to be such a great story.
Oh man.
It's okay. He was on tour, and I think that's when he got contacted to do the collab with Paula Abdul. Now you got to remember, if you're saying Paula Abdul, we got to remember the time that had happened. You know, she was one of the
Mhm.
biggest names in the industry. So when you're thinking about these artists, when he's talking about Tyrese and Joe, it's not Tyrese and Joe today. It's in their prime. That would be like today, someone hitting you up and saying, "Hey, well, I don't want to put them on a level like Beyonce, but just someone who's super relevant in this moment. That's a household
Mhm.
name, and you get called up to do a collaboration with them." Who's the biggest artist you've collaborated with, Lisette?
I would say, I don't know if I did a lot of collaborations, to be honest with you, but I have shared the stage with some beautiful people, like like Shirley Caesar, Mary, Kiara Sheard, Maceo Parker, Bill Myers, Sunshine Anderson.
Bill Myers. You know what I want to ask you? So, you know, one day we got to do a show where you have all your sisters on.
That would be interesting.
Because I would have asked them, and you know, two of them are in the chat. Did she used to holler when she was growing up? Because now Lisette can sing, but I always tell her she's hollering. When she gets to hollering, it's funny to me and it's great at the same time. When she gets to do that.
I love to holler. As a matter of fact, I love rock. Tina Turner is actually my favorite artist, and I love singing rock music. I love rock. You know, I just love it. You know, I love the wildness of it and the funness of it, and I love rock.
I would love to see a version of you. What's that Tina Turner song? It's not called My Oh My. You know, we always call things by the chorus.
Uh huh.
Um,
What is it? Simply the best. Is it that? Is
no,
that
no, 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 no.
what's love got to do
Oh,
with
it's gonna drive me crazy. It's gonna drive me crazy. Um,
it? Now you're trying to think of it. That's funny.
River Deep.
Yeah, River
Yeah,
Deep.
River Deep. Oh, I love you, baby. I'm not
Yep.
gonna sing. I would love to hear a version of you singing that song.
Wow. I love her music. I
But I want
always
you to do this. When you're singing it, I want Clarence to walk in out of
like I
somewhere and go, "Yeah, sing the song, anime."
you better sing it. Sing it, girl. You know,
What did
wow.
she say? She said, "I know the song, Ike. I wrote it."
I wrote it. Wow. I always loved her music. I love her story and how she has battled with domestic violence. This was
Mhm.
so beautiful.
You know, one thing about you when you have a show that the guest is having difficulty, and you just start talking and you get into other things, you go all over the place, and it sometimes turns out really cool. The one thing I love and hate about What's Love Got to Do with It? That's the Tina Turner movie that Angela Bassett should have got an Oscar for, but
Should.
you know, you play a role good on TV or a movie when it actually makes you hate the person in real life. I could not stand Lawrence Fishburne for a good little minute because of what's love got to do with it. And I know he was acting, and now I understood how certain women reacted to soap operas, how they couldn't stand the actual actor who was just playing a part. That's when you know a person played a part well, because I couldn't stand Lawrence Fishburne after that.
Especially when Ken said he said eat the cake anime.
Yeah, yeah, Ken, you're right. She was robbed of an Oscar, but I'm telling you, that's how you know somebody played a part well, because I couldn't stand that guy. Not forever, but it was just like for a good couple months, I was like, I hate Lawrence Fishburne.
I mean, she did a great job, Angela did. And I'm telling you, just for us to get to know who Tina Turner is. I mean, I didn't know that much about Tina. I didn't know she went through all
Mhm.
that stuff, you
And
know.
the court scene was powerful when she said, "All I want is my name. He can have everything. All I." Clarence said she was watching her weight. Clarence. He said that because kids said "eat the cake" anime. Shae is back. So Shae, you were talking. I was mentioning to them that you were on tour and you got um, asked about working with Paula Abdul, and I was framing it for people. We're also talking about people when they were in the height of their prime. So it's not like Paula Abdul
Yeah.
today. You were asked that when she was all over the place. So we know that was a big feeling. But go ahead, continue.
And so I got the call when I was on tour with Raheem DeVaughn. I was actually in the bathroom, and I teared up and I just cried. And I'm gonna tell everybody when I get back on the tour bus, but I said, I'm gonna keep it to myself. And then the single ended up coming out the beginning of the following year, 2008. And it was a big thing. She performed at the Super Bowl pre-show. It went to top 10. It was a top 10 hit. It exploded on the iTunes circuit. It went all the way up to number 11 on iTunes. It was just very successful for me. It was a big blessing, especially because she has the same birthday as my mother. I lost my mother when I was 16 years old. So she had the same birth. I come to find she had the same birthday, so I knew it was a divine blessing from God. I have been working since I was 19, really to really get into the music industry. And then the first thing that came was Tyrese, and Joe, then Raheem DeVaughn, and then Paula Abdul in that order. So it was just an overwhelming experience. And then I got to speak to her on the internet, and she told me thank you. This it was one of her favorite songs, and that she loved me. And it was, we got to speak. So because I wasn't there when she recorded it, but I got to actually speak to her. So it was a beautiful thing, and I'm just really thankful to God for that. Yeah.
So, do you play any instruments by any chance?
I don't play any instruments yet, but I will be getting a guitar hopefully within the next 2 to 3 weeks. I want to learn the guitar, I want to learn the piano. I'm working on so many things, to perfect my craft because, I know that God is doing great things in my life in this time and this season. So, when I get to, I had a chance to perform on a major stage. I got a chance to perform at the McDonald's Gospel Fest this past Saturday. And I
Congratulations
have
on
many. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I have many performances coming up and a lot coming up. So, just want to be prepared and just want to be able to do more than one thing. Singing is my natural gift, and writing songs, those are my natural gifts. But just to, enhance my performance.
that. Okay. He will be back, you guys. But I think that's awesome that he got a chance to perform at the McDonald's Gospel Fest. Very, that's like for an artist, that's very, very awesome there. I'm telling you. So congratulations to him on that. It's just amazing. It's amazing to me, how that, what's so amazing to me is that if we kind of back a little bit until he comes back, um, it's very important that you support one another, whether you're in church or whether you are, um, wherever you may be, your family is, when I think about family supporting each other, I think about the Jacksons, the Jackson family, and even though I know they had some stuff going on in there,
You kind of underselling it by saying some stuff.
there was a lot going on in there,
uh,
but they hung in there, and they
I
helped.
mean, yeah, they didn't have a
They
choice.
had to, didn't they?
It's either you hang in or you get two black eyes. I mean, what's your you're 8 years old. What's your decision process there?
You gonna hang in there? You gonna hang in there?
You know what's amazing to me? Your family uses your show as a group chat.
I
That's
see that. I said, what in the world they
they
doing?
always hey, do y'all not talk on a regular as soon as we have a show? Hey nephew, how you been? Hey
All
sister.
they got to do is call him.
No, but that's funny. But
They hanging out.
that's one of the things. It's we always talk about this with music. It seems like every music genius has some type of either vice or traumatic history. And I think that's where a lot of the creativity, the pain comes out, the drive. It's either whether it's abuse, whether it's they were born to parents who were addicts, or they are an addict, or all just so many different things that happens. I've not seen many musical geniuses that didn't have that just seem what you would call having a normal life prior prior
And
to.
that's so true, Kiana, because even especially if you're a songwriter, if
Hmm.
you're a songwriter, you got to feel that hurt in order to bring that hurt out in a song. Um, you got to have joy, the spirits to bring the joy out in the song. So I know you know what I'm talking about, Shay. You know how as a songwriter, you got to have gone through something in order to express that in your music. Am I right?
Correct, correct, correct. So, um, I've been through many trials and tribulations in life. As a child, constantly moving around, because being evicted out of apartments and then losing my mom and dad, and just going through a lot of spiritual situations as I got older. Um, it was a lot of suffering and a lot of pain. But I came to know Jesus Christ. I came to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ because of that suffering and pain. If I did not have that, what I went through, I would not know Jesus the way I know him now. And I would not love him the way I love him now. I would not be able to preach the gospel and evangelize and prophesy to people and speak to people about the goodness of God. So I'm able to do that now because of those trials and tribulations, and God keeps blessing me and blessing me and blessing me. And I'm so thankful for that. Yeah.
You know, it just I remember, just like when seems like I don't know, just like you're saying, I don't know if I could have written the songs that I've written if if I didn't have gone through something to write about, like Hurt So Bad. When I wrote the song Hurt So Bad, I remember that I had went on I think I went, where did I go? I think I went to Sunday's Best. I think it was Sunday's Best, and I didn't get in the group. I didn't get in the audition, and it really bothered me. I was ashamed. Really, I was ashamed that I didn't get in the audition. This was a piece of cake. I mean, what in the world? And it bothered me so bad. But when I came home and people was asking me, well, how'd you do? Did you make it? And we know you, girl. We know you made it. I didn't make it. And I was ashamed, and it really hurt. And that's how I wrote the song "Hurt So Bad." Because it hurt me. But I said, however, I got to get myself together. When my mom passed, sometimes we don't always understand, when things go on in our life. But in the midst of it all, we got to trust God. And that's the perspective that I finally had to come to. I don't understand. I don't know why, but I trust you. I trust you, Lord, So that's just to
You
say
know,
that songwriters go through some things sometimes.
that's why one of my favorite songs from Elton John, because I didn't I used to see when I was little growing up, people would be sad and they'd play sad music. And in my brain, I'm like, why would you play a sad song if you're sad? You would want to play a happy song. That sounds like it makes sense, right? Until I got a little older, and when I was sad, when I put on a sad song, I would feel so good. And then when I heard Elton John's sad songs, the line, the verse that reaches out and explains it to you is he says, if someone else is suffering enough to write it down when every single word makes sense, then it's easier to have those songs around. Because like when
Wow.
you're feeling, and especially like I could write a song about a struggle, but if I didn't go through that struggle, you probably can't hear it in my voice. It doesn't connect the same. So when someone's singing, you can tell if they've experienced that or it's a song that somebody wrote and just gave it to them and they're singing. You can tell that you can hear the difference.
You
Um,
can. You
and
can. And that's just like even when I perform a song, when I sing a song, I want to be able to feel it. If I don't feel the song, I'm not going to do my best. I'm not going to be my best. I don't feel like I'm drawing the audience in with the song. I have to be able to feel the song. If it's a fun song, I want to feel just like I was explaining to one of the little contestants in the talent show, little Sebastian. He wrote this wonderful song, and he came in there and he was like, I want you to know. I said, you're standing still on the dance song, man. I said, you wrote this song. I said, bring it, you know. And he began to bring the song. So is that so, Shay, that when you write a song, you want somebody to come in, you got to be able to feel it, you when you've gone through some things. That's why you're able to sing a song. Am I right?
And she's saying that, Shay, because I brought up the point of you can tell when someone's singing a song and they went through, and you can tell when someone's singing a song and someone gave them that song to sing. You can hear the difference.
Yeah, yeah. My songs are very prophetic. A lot of them, I've written many, many, many years ago, like 2005, 2003, 2008. That now I've just been able to, I'm able to get them out there now, because I'm able to finish them and, get to the point where I'm able to release them now. But a lot of these songs are personal testimonies. The song Savior, is about my love for Jesus and who he truly is. He is our savior. He is our healer. He is our deliverer, our waymaker, our provider, and our sustainer. So, and our keeper. So, you know, um, these are songs with true lyrics and
Hmm. Yes. So you know what? It amazes me, how much a creator, how much they put the time and the effort in what they do. I don't care if you're trying to create a show, or you're trying to create a song, or whatever you put yourself in the song, and you want to give that little piece of you to your audience. You know, I just want to go right back to what we was talking about. We was talking about, even yet in you know that familiarity. Sometimes people don't value you. When you all up in their face all the time, they lose your value in their sight. They well, I know this person. I see them all the time. So yeah, that's just so and so, so and so. It's just Susan, or it's just Derek, or Ann, or whatever. Or Shanae. Yes, that's all. That's who they are. So I ain't got time for all that.
Okay,
You know,
we're having this is the part where Lisette loses me every show. She finds a part where she loses me. Um, Well, even with the value, it goes back to the thing where I said, who's going to love you if you don't love yourself? So the value is you. Are you overextending yourself to this person to where you become an everyday thing? That's why, like, I had a friend that every day they wanted to talk and text. And I'm like, there's no one in my life that I need to talk and text every day. It doesn't become special after that. If I have to talk to you, small talk every day, um, then that becomes a thing. Like you when you have an abundance of something, you're gonna undervalue it.
that's
That's
true.
that's just what's gonna happen. It's and you take it for granted. Somebody says, I bring my wife flowers every day. Well, then the flowers don't become special. I know what you're trying to do. Switch it up, do something else. Because it doesn't become special. Same thing with, arguments. You If me and you were married, Lisette, we could argue every day. We could find something to argue about every day, but you pick your battles, right?
There you go.
Because that way, when we get into a disagreement or an argument, both people are focused like, okay, what's going on? What do we disagree about? This is important. But if we fussing every day, it just becomes noise. There's no
Absolutely.
value to the disagreement, and that's with everything. And you talked about your value at church. I'll try to make this quick because I know sometimes I can talk long. When I lived in Texas, I had a friend because I was in the army, and one of my fellow soldiers and friends got stationed where I was. So they're heavily in the church, and they went and found a church. And I told them, I said, be careful when you go to a new church because don't overextend yourself. So within a week, he was on the junior deacon board. He was a junior pastor. He was in charge of the junior choir. He would stop by my house and fall asleep
Wow.
mid conversation because he had 20 jobs within the first week of him being there,
Hmm.
right? And then he got an invitation to be on American Idol to do a regional. He like skipped the line, and he told them And the next day, the pastor with him there was giving a sermon about some of us, aren't as faithful as we should be, and we'll leave at any chance we get. And he was like, I've been here for 2 weeks and I have 20 jobs and I'm already unfaithful.
Wow.
And I told
Isn't
him, I
that
said,
sad?
you overextended your value. You gave them everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you have no value now.
That's beautiful. That's very, very well said. Do you agree with that, Shay? I agree with it because I remember times. I remember times really.
You know what? I shouldn't have laughed. You did that. You did that. You did that perfect. That was a perfect takeover. But it made me laugh. And Ken, does Shay know Ken? Because Ken said Shay on that dial-up connection. Ken said, no, Ken, it's bad weather up there. It's
I'm
bad.
telling you, but I know what you're saying. You can work. I mean, you can work your bone, work yourself to the bones.
Now
You can
look,
work yourself to the bones, and
Lorraine said every song she sings, I can feel it. She's talking about you. Lorraine, that's not true. Sometimes Lisette is just hollering. Okay? Don't tell me you and Ken and Clarence can't tell me y'all feel every song. Because some songs she's just hollering. She ain't
hey,
talking
I
about
holler to
nothing. She
every
just
last
hollering.
one. That's what I do. I holler. I gotta holler. I gotta get it out. Yo. Gotta get it out. Yo. But
Uh,
yeah, but I mean, I absolutely agree with you. I mean, it kind of reminds me of a little mice, in a little maze. I mean, if you're right in the situation, you're right amongst people. You can't really see a way out. You really can't. I mean, it takes somebody that's looking on the maze. Hey, turn, make a left, go up about 4 steps, make a left, because that's just the way it is. Sometimes, like if you are very familiar with people or they're very familiar with you, they have the tendency to not see you. Isn't that amazing that you can be so close to someone they not see you? And greatness. You could be so great, but yet they don't see you. You could be that little mouse in the maze. You could be right there by the door. Maybe if you go over to the left and make a right and turn down you could be right in the doorway of your exit, but because you're right in it, you can't see it. So I definitely understand that, but it's very important, even for artists out there, that you're out there, creators out there, you know you can't it's like you can't give but so much of yourself at a time, because if you give all of yourself, you've given too much. But at the same time, you have to give yourself. Give myself away. You got to give yourself away a little bit sometimes. But I know how it can be. I know how it can be. And I know, Shay, I know you getting a little bit upset because I know you want to be on this. I know I know how it can be. But hey, I'm enjoying you anyway. Even the times that you come in and
Yeah,
out. Tell
yeah.
us.
I apologize. I don't know.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I'm saying I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with this phone. But I've been
Don't
asking the
worry
Holy
about
Spirit to take over.
it. Don't worry
I
about
like
it.
Holy Spirit take over.
What
Yes.
what would you like to say to us today? We haven't asked you so far. What's in your
Well, I just
heart?
want to tell everybody that Jesus is. I want to tell everybody that Jesus is real. Um, he has come that we may have life and life more abundantly. My prayer is that people who don't know him will come to a saving knowledge, that they will know that he is real, that he is able to do all things, and that they are able to do all things through Christ who strengthens them. That once they give their heart to Jesus, their lives will be transformed and changed forever for the better. They'll never find a greater love. They'll never find a better love. They'll never find a
I agree. I gave my heart to Jesus, and he's been my friend. He's everything to me. And even in the whatever you're going through, he is the one to look up to. and to pour your heart in. For one thing, he's not gonna kind of like shade you. He wants you to shine, and sometimes people don't understand that. They don't understand that some people may not want you to shine, but he wants you to shine and be that light, to be what he has put in you, and whatever gifts that he has given you, he wants you to yet give that out. He wants you to express that. That's very important today. To I think it's awesome for Shae to have done the things that he has done, because he's pouring out, he's pouring back, he's given to the world what was given to him. He's given that light, that life. He's a voice. His music is a voice shining in darkness. You know what I'm saying? I mean, leading someone to the right way, to the path to go, to the back to the source. That's that voice. In the midst of it all, in the midst of the interruptions today, in and out, back and forth, life is just like that. And I'm so proud of Shae, how that even in the midst of his internet going on and off, he came right back on. He was refusing to give up. He was refusing to say, well, look, I can't go up there. I'm all. No, he was still trying. That's how we have to do every day. Even in the midst of all the interruptions that comes in our life, even in the midst of people trying to throw shade on us, well, you ain't nobody. I mean, I don't know what you're trying to do. Even in the midst of all that, we got to stay focused on the task at hand. We got to stay focused on what God told us to do. We got to stay focused on our gifts, our destiny. Even Christ had to do that. We got to stay focused. Am I right, Shae? We got to stay focused. I would like to say also, if you would like to, I really challenge you, and I really just say to you, go and click on the link with his video. You need to see his video, The Highest Place of Love, and even Savior. Those songs are awesome. I'm telling you, he's got some absolutely beautiful music, and I know that it's going to go all the way to the top. I just believe that, because it's absolutely some beautiful music there. And where can we find your music, by the way? Okay, I believe he said his music is everywhere, so that's a good thing. So just put his name is Shae Stadiums, and he has some beautiful music. He's got some beautiful videos too. It's on YouTube. So I'm just telling you, people today, whatever you may be going through, don't give up. And even though it may look like it just everything just was so sad, it just whatever. Even in the midst of all that, I just believe God's going to work something even great out of it. And don't let anybody, if they throw shade on you, do like the son did the other week. Okay, I'm gonna let you have your fun. Well, I ain't even gonna pay you no mind really, because I'm so bright. Your future's so bright. The sun future was so bright, it didn't even matter. It still kept shining. And within a few seconds, after a while, hey, the moon had to move on. The shadow just moved on away. And I'm telling you, keep shining out there today. Keep shining. Keep being wonderful. Keep using your gifts. And just know that I love you. I love you very much. I thanks a lot. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you, Shae.